Welcome to this explainer. Okay, I want you to picture a scene in your mind right now. Just imagine you're walking down a super busy street. It's loud, right? Cars are rushing past you, people are chatting on their phones, kids are laughing somewhere in the distance. The entire world is just totally alive with noise and movement. And then? Nothing. Complete and total silence. The walking figures, the moving cars, those flying birds, they all just abruptly stop, perfectly frozen mid-motion. Every single thing around you is paused. Except for you.
So I gotta ask, what if time stopped right this exact second? Just imagine it. You spin around, looking for literally any sign of life, but everything is absolutely frozen solid. And there you are, the only one still moving in a completely silent world. What would you do next? I mean, how long could you actually enjoy this? And maybe more importantly, what would eventually happen to you? Well, let's find out.
Section 1. The immediate experience. A frozen world.
Honestly, those first few minutes would feel completely unreal. It'd be like this vivid dream you just can't wake up from. Think about seeing a raindrop perfectly frozen midair, or a bird suspended completely motionless. The guy next to you is just caught mid-sentence, not even blinking. Initially, this frozen world would be your absolute playground. You'd totally flick someone's ear just to see what happens, right? Or maybe steal a slice of pizza right out of midair. You could go jump on a frozen car, or even casually bypass airport security and just board a frozen plane. For a little while, the limitless possibilities would feel incredibly fun.
But then we hit Section 2, the light problem, the science of darkness. Yeah, here's where the harsh reality check hits. Very quickly, physics would completely turn against you. And it starts with something we almost never think about, light. See, if time stops, light stops too. Photons are basically particles of light, and they fundamentally must move through time to actually reach your eyes. Think of them like tiny little arrows moving forward along a timeline. So if time freezes, that entire timeline freezes. Those particles of light, they stop moving entirely.
Normally, photons travel freely into your eyes, which, is what lets you see the world. But in our frozen reality, those photons are frozen in midair. The result? Complete and total darkness. You'd be standing in a world you literally cannot see, totally blind, wrapped in perfect, absolute silence. It's actually a genuinely terrifying reality when you think about it.
But hey, for the sake of exploring this explainer a bit further, let's just pretend light somehow does still work, okay? So you're no longer blind and you start exploring. You'd quickly realize something kind of beautiful. The world frozen in time is unlike anything you have ever seen. You'd see ocean waves suspended like these massive, intricate glass sculptures. You'd see fire frozen mid-flicker and smoke perfectly curled into entirely still shapes. The world would basically look like the most breathtaking photograph ever taken, stretching out in every direction as far as you could possibly see. It'd be entirely open to you, but entirely silent and entirely still. And as the days passed, the real problems would start kicking in.
Section 3. The oxygen problem. The suffocation countdown.
So you wouldn't just be incredibly alone. You'd face a literal biological inability to interact with this frozen environment. You can't cook food because oxygen can't react over time, and you definitely can't eat anything because it'd be frozen solid. But the absolute most claustrophobic trap? Breathing. Imagine air molecules as these tiny bouncing circles all around you. When time freezes, they just lock right in place. Because the air isn't moving, you end up breathing the exact same little pocket of air right in front of your face over and over again. No fresh oxygen reaches your lungs. A terrifying countdown begins right then and there, because suffocation would start within mere minutes. You would literally choke on your own exhaled breath.
Which brings us to this very stark number, 0. This is the truly terrifying truth about stop time. Even if everything else magically kept working, your survival time is 0 without a functioning world. Our survival entirely depends on the world around us moving. Water flowing, air moving, heat transferring. You take away time and you basically take away every single thing that keeps you alive.
Section 4. Extraordinary possibilities. Controlling the pause.
But let's shift gears for a second to a more sci-fi scenario. What if you could actually control the pause, completely bypassing all those lethal physics we just talked about? Suddenly, the disparity between your subjective time and real-world time opens up some pretty extraordinary possibilities. You could pause time and study for a massive exam for what feels like days, but 0 seconds pass in the real world. You could master a brand new skill over years in your own timeline, all while the clock stands totally still for everybody else. You could even experience centuries of life, reading thousands of books, while only aging a few days in real-world time. How crazy is that?
Section 5. The philosophy of time.
a lonely existence.
Philosophers have thought about this concept for centuries, and it really forces us to reflect on the profound psychological impact of a frozen world. Think about it. If you lived thousands of years in frozen time, but then returned to a world where only seconds had passed, would you even still be the same person? Seriously, would those vast, deeply unshared memories change you so fundamentally that you become someone else entirely?
And that leads us to a really crucial question. Could you ever truly connect with people again? How could you possibly relate to your loved ones, your friends, your family, when they've experienced only a tiny, microscopic fraction of what you have?
It brings us to a pretty profound realization. Time is not just a measurement. It is the thread that connects us all. Every single shared moment you've ever had, every conversation, every laugh, every sad goodbye, all of it depends entirely on time moving forward together.
If you stop time, you stop connection itself. Therefore, the greatest power imaginable, the ultimate ability to freeze the universe, might actually equal the loneliest existence possible.
Let's bring ourselves back to the present moment for a second here. Right now, time is moving for 8 billion people on this planet. It is happening simultaneously. It's happening together. And, perhaps that shared forward journey through time is actually the most extraordinary thing about being human.
It really makes you appreciate the ticking clock just a little bit more, doesn't it? As we wrap up this explainer, I'm going to leave you with this final thought. If time is the only thing keeping us connected to each other, what happens if we find a way to travel backwards? Keep questioning the reality around you, subscribe to the Voidnix, and I'll see you next time as we unravel the universe's next great mystery.